Hey guys, Fennec here. Today we're driving the Kenworth K100. It's like my favourite truck. I'll get into that a bit later. We've got a Dozer that we're taking from Vernal, Utah over to the open cut mine at Salt Lake. This beast weighs about 89,000 pounds, so she's a fairly hefty beast. But the K100 handles it just beautifully. So this should be the first of many truck sim videos that I do between American and Euro Truck Simulator. I'm a big fan of the Kenworths. My uncle owned a trucking company when I was a lot younger and had a number of K100s. He had a K200 as well, a K108. He liked the cab overs. So I remember as a 10, 11-year-old boy when we'd go on holidays down to Melbourne, going out with him in the truck, sitting in that seat right there, and going along with him for his deliveries. Kind of got me a bit infatuated with trucks, so I ended up getting my truck licence in Australia here. In the state of Queensland, I got what's called a heavy rigid licence, unrestricted heavy rigid. So unrestricted meaning no weight limit, no limit to the number of axles, but only one point of articulation. So I could have a trailer, but it couldn't be a semi-trailer. And also unrestricted being I could drive a non-synchro mesh gearbox. So road ranges and whatnot. Had a bit of an issue there with an app that I use. It's a dashboard for Truck Simulator and it wasn't connecting up. Anyway, got that sorted out. It's a cool little app. I'll actually put an inset on one of these videos where you can see what the app does. I don't think it was free. I'll have to look into that. I'm pretty sure I paid for it. You run a little server client, or a client server app on your PC, and then your iDevice can hook into it and see what's going on in Truck Sim. So I'm a big fan of American Truck Sim. I've been to the States a few times, been to Utah a few times, never driven out to Vernal though. And not in real life. I've done it a few times now in ATS. Driven the road to St George a couple of times, from various other roads. Sorry, I just love listening to that exhaust brake. I love doing the heavy and wide loads, so you'll probably see a fair few of those. I'm not a big multi-trailer kind of guy. We call it multi-combination here. But, I'll drive those as well. I'll probably take those on some longer haul runs. And eventually I'll look at getting other semis as well, other than just the K100. I'll probably get a K200, we'll live it up a bit, go a bit more modern. There was a guy that I used to know when I was working for an earth mover tyre company, and he had a W905 or a 906 or something like that. It was the big fancy nice truck in the Kenworth fleet at the time. This would have been the early 2000s. I remember talking to him and talking to his old man. He also drove. He had a Kenworth as well. And I remember his dad saying it was like $250,000. That's Australian dollars. Back in the early 2000s for this beautiful truck. It was just absolutely beautiful. They were based in a place called Maitland in country New South Wales. used to take our earth mover tyres all over the place, mainly in Queensland. I used to load them up and they'd take them up to it was gunpowder mine up north of Mount Isa. So we'd put 6 of these earth mover tyres on a trailer and away they'd go. Bordering on a wide load that needed an escort, but they used to came in literally a couple of, oh, here we go. I didn't really pay attention there, did I? Just as well it's a T and I'm going straight ahead and, you know, no one hurt, just my pride. Probably need to pay a little bit more attention to what's going on. Come on, lights. There we go. So there's a couple of other channels that I follow fairly religiously. I like Squirrel. Haven't looked him up, which if you're looking at me, no doubt you've seen him. I'm thoroughly entertained by him and his trucking antics. And I've had YouTube channels for, I was telling my son just yesterday, I think I got my first YouTube channel when I started flying, which would have been in about 2009. Yeah, roughly 2009, 2010 maybe. And I said to him, you know, I've been on and off with YouTube channels and kind of really given a stuff about them. But lately I've thought, no, you know what, I wouldn't mind just... I've got another channel, it's called Demolition Man. Obviously play on words with Demolition Man. Which is for more first-person shooter kind of stuff, and then I wanted to, and I had simulation stuff on that channel, but I thought no, I'd rather split it out and put it in its own channel. So here we are. I created Fennec Simworx, and this is for the sim stuff. So I mean, I've got obviously truck sim, and you'll see if you've looked on the channel, there's some dirt rally. I think there's a video there of Digital Combat Simulator, into Project Cars. What else am I into? So I've got Dirt Rally 4 or Dirt 4 and Dirt Rally 2.0. So I'm going to get into 2.0 because it looks pretty spectacular. And I've got Project Cars and Project Cars 2, but I'll probably just be getting into Project Cars 2 once again because it's kind of pretty spectacular. And then I have Flight Sim, but I've also got Prepared, so I generally will be flying Prepared. I don't think I have Flight Sim installed at the moment. That's Flight Sim 2012. But I'd say you're probably most likely to see me in Truck Sim or DCS. Potentially some Flight Sim. I actually hold a commercial pilot's license, but I haven't flown for it'd be over 5 years now. I think around 5 years. But you know, in saying that, I would like to get back up in the flight sim world and at least practice procedures and approaches and whatnot. Maybe do some tutorial videos on those. Open to suggestions, really. I mean, feel free to leave a comment and make suggestion. What's the worst thing I could say? No. Most likely I'll consider it, and if it's a good idea, I'll do it. Sometimes these AI traffic drive me nuts. They just don't think. But anyway, that's life, isn't it? It's kind of no different to driving in the real world. People just don't think. I remember going, oh geez, this would go back about 15 years, probably more. And I was living in a place called Toowoomba, which is in country Queensland in Australia, and I had to take a truck down to the capital city, Brisbane, and one of my colleagues was with me. Now, at the time, I was about 25 and he was about 45. And anyway, he came along for the ride, and he was a bit of a madman behind the wheel. And as we were driving down and we got nearer to the city, I said to him, I said, "You watch this." I said, "You count how many idiots cut in front of the truck and slam the brakes on." And he was like, "Yeah, whatever." But anyway, by the time we got back home, he was like, "Wow, I've had an education today." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You're dead right. There were so many people that, particularly when you know, coming up to a set of lights and you're already under brakes, and then some twit will hop in the gap between you and the vehicle in front." What's this clown doing? Yeah, rightio. These lanes merge in a sec. Yeah, good one, mate. Good one. Clever boy. Anywho, so yeah, and sure enough, they jam themselves in that gap, and you've got to put the brakes on extra hard, which the first time it happened, it freaked me out. I was kind of ready for it, because you anticipate people doing stupid stuff like that, but it certainly makes you think twice. I think driving a truck for reals certainly opens your eyes to, when you're driving a vehicle, you're a lot more considerate and courteous to trucks, because I mean, well, what's this one, an 89,000 pound load? What's that work out to? About 40-odd thousand kilograms, 44,000 kilograms just for the load, 44 tonne. Plus you got the actual vehicle, which is probably about 8. That's just a guess. So 55 tonne between the vehicle, the trailer and the payload. And you've got to pull it up nice and quick. And people wonder why, in inverted commas, trucks get into accidents. Well, there's usually some idiot behind the wheel of a car that's involved, but hey, let's not get involved in that, otherwise there'll be too many haters in the comments. Anyway, moving on. It's a lovely highway, lovely road. Oop, me going a bit fast here. I'll have to go through my settings and show you my settings in Truck Sim. I tend to make the truck a little bit less stable than default, because default, the thing drives like it's on rails, which they don't. I decrease the braking efficiency less than what's in default, which I'm still getting used to. I do use a steering wheel and pedals. I've got a pretty old Logitech MOMO GT force feedback wheel, which only has a sequential shifter. I don't have a H shifter. I'd actually love to get G27 with the H shifter and get the SKRS, I think, made it, but they don't anymore. The gear stick mod that you can get to actually give yourself your Eaton Fuller 18 speed. I'd love to do that. I'm just a bit dubious to spend a coin on a G27 when I could spend a little bit more coin and get myself a G29 or 920, whichever one it is for PC. No way station, thanks for that. One less thing to have to stop for and chew fuel on. Yeah, so one day I'll get this shifter and be able to shift through the 18 with the splitter and the range selector. I remember watching my uncle as a kid, because he had an 18 speed in his K100, and him trying to tell me and explain to me the gears and the sequencing, because it wasn't, you know, your standard first, second, third, fourth. It was, I remember, or maybe it was just the way he was driving it. He probably was just skipping gears. I remember him, you know, if you think about the normal H shifter, he'd go from second to third to fifth to fourth to sixth, or just something random. I remember looking at it as a young kid thinking, what the hell's he doing? you know, and there I was as like a 11, 12-year-old sitting in his truck trying to figure out, because I'd always watch Dad first, second, third, fourth, fifth kind of thing. And it was definitely a different pattern to that. Might actually have a look online and see if there's any footage. There's plenty of footage out there of people driving old trucks. See if I can pull up and not hit this truck. There we go. And as Murphy would have it, as soon as I stop, the light turns green. So truth be told, the shifting that I'm running most of the time at the moment, I'll shift first, depending if I'm on a hill or not. So I'd go with this load on anyway, first to second to third, and then I'll skip every 2 gears. 5, 7, 9, 11, and then I'll go up every gear from there as I get quicker. So I started out in the K100 originally, as far as the mod goes, with the standard engine gearbox, and have gradually beefed it up over time because I really wanted to get into the heavy wide load hauling, and now it's in its current state. I'll rip a quick video on the truck itself and how I've spec'd it up. Not necessarily done with it, but I'm pretty happy with it the way it is. It tends to hold just about anything I can throw at it. I'm still getting used to the wide loads and being careful around corners in particular. Oh, thank goodness this other lane's here. That would have been very close. Not paying attention to my GPS there. You'll notice I don't have driving aids up like the normal multi-function display that sits in view. I'd rather, if I'm going to play a sim, I'd rather have it be a sim. You'll notice in driving or rally games that I play, I don't like pretty much anything except the lap timer. I don't like to have up. If it's not in the car, then I don't want it. Oh, that's one other game that I'll be playing is BeamNG. Don't mind a bit of that. A lot to learn about it though. My son definitely knows more about that than I do. Might even get him to showcase it from now and then. Well, we're getting close. Coming into Salt Lake. Just mosey on up here to the lights. No point in rushing. One thing that struck me when I went to the States is their trailers. The trailers appear to be longer than the trailers that we have here in Australia. But they only have like a tandem axle at the back. They don't have a triaxle, which in Australia you'll see triaxles on everything. I've even seen, mainly on Forex trucks. Forex is a big brewing company in the capital city where I work, and they've actually got quad axles now on the back of various trailers that I've seen hauling beer. Well, I assume it's beer because it's Forex. Yeah, but quad axles, and that's, I'm guessing, just because of the weight between the glass and the liquid and the length of the trailer. Where am I going? I've got to turn off up ahead. Come on, lights. Come on, Damo. I'll be getting up onto the highway. put down onto the highway. Just watch the back of that trailer. Thankfully there's no traffic. If you haven't figured it out yet, I also play with a track IR for my head movement and head tracking. Purchased it for flight simming years ago. Love using it in anything vehicle simming, especially in rally. Being able to look down, you know, around down corners as you sideways around the corner. It's good to be able to turn your head and see what's coming. Ooh, coming in a bit hot here. Just as well I was going slow. Looks like I've clipped the trailer. There's nothing there, we'll back it up. There we go. Should be able to get around now. Silly me. Actually put one of these crossover intersections in not far from where I live. It's the first one I've seen in this country. It's not finished yet. Locals don't like it. Mind you, what we had before was pretty garbage. Getting close now, we've got to be getting close. Left-hander coming up. What's this on the road? Something I'm going to have to go around. To then make a left-hand turn. Probably should have found another way. Wonder if I'll squeeze through here. Be stuffed if something comes the other way. And here we go. Nothing coming. I've made the mistake of ignoring the emergency services warnings before. And, you know, run into a helicopter on the highway where you can't get past and stuff like that. Oh, we're good. We snuck through there. Nice. waiting for a car to pull out on me somewhere here. Like that, but right in front of me. Don't you? Not that my horn's gonna deter them in American Truck Simulator, they'll do it anyway. This must be a big gradual hill here. Truck's not picking up speed. Slow it down. Now we're crested there. Looks like we're turning off up soon anyway. Now I've come in here before and gotten hung up on the gate. I'm going to stop. Yeah. Oh, that sign there. Whoa, back her up. Just want to read this sign. Deliveries. Probably should have gone up the right there, but I've come through before and gotten hung up trying to go around that little corner. Let's see if this works. Let me through. That truck's going through the straight through one. Ah, no. Just a little bit further. He's almost there. Don't mind me, I'll just take up the whole road. Trailer gonna make it? Yep. Beautiful. Where have I got to go? I'm chucking it right here. Is it here? Yeah, looks like it. I don't know. What's the GPS doing? Nah, it is here. Thanks for telling me, guys. Like council workers, I just needed a couple of shovels, that'd have been right. Where are we going now? Just gonna right from the looks. Down past the pink dump truck. And then looks like I'm parking to the left, so we'll swing it out to the right. Don't know how tight that corner's going to be there. When you're driving with a dolly, I hate having to reverse with a dolly. So always try and give myself as much space so I can get it in as straight as I can. Try and get it lined up on the first shot. Let's get that back of that trailer around. Hopefully it'll get straight. Oh, looking good. Yes. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Probably wasn't one of my cleanest drives, but since changing these settings, I'm getting back used to the truck. Please like, share and subscribe and hit the notification button if you want to see more like this. Anyway, catch you next time. See ya.